Hello, Mr. Def here with another World of Warships video. Today I am in the Friedrich der Große, the Tier 9 German battleship, well known for its secondaries and armor, I would say. Definitely does not have good guns. Or the guns are decent, but they have very poor accuracy, and they also have the shortest range of all the Tier 9 battleships. On the plus side, it does have extremely long-range secondaries that shoot out to 11.5 kilometers. These secondaries are, well, they're exactly the same configuration as they are in Bismarck and Tirpitz. So they do not have a sort of advantage over either of them. It is basically, well, this ship is basically a larger version of a Bismarck. Alright, moving on. The game. I have decided that I want to go straight down this 2-3 line and see how it works there. The destroyers up front are heading in roughly the same direction I am, and so this means I get a nice amount of eyes, or a nice set of eyes out in front of me. Unfortunately, this is a replay and not a live recording, which means you don't get to see my rudder inputs or steering controls or detailed crosshair. Incoming fire. Oh, Yugo was spotted. That 32 millimeters of armor doing work there. Just bounces right off the front of the bow. Okay, as long as I maintain an angle, should take barely any damage, really. At these ranges, it's more of a pot shot, or, yeah. The accuracy is very poor at these ranges on all battleships, really. You wouldn't score a devastating strike, but you can score maybe a citadel or two, if you get lucky. And honestly, why wouldn't you take the shot? Gearing out in front. Unfortunately, due to, aforementioned replay, you can't see that I am manually selecting targets for my secondaries to fire at. Right now, I believe they are aimed at the gearing. Kagero has decided to YOLO into a gearing and Atago for reasons unknown, but whatever. I just have to watch out for torpedoes from 4 different ships. One of the gearings already expanded his torps. They came quite a while ago. They have roughly, 136 seconds reload, so it's roughly 2 minutes and a bit for torpedoes to reload. I mean, if you know what you're doing, you can totally rush in. So, my hydro goes out to 5.88 kilometers, or it detects ships at 5.88 kilometers, and will detect torps at roughly 4 kilometers. I don't want to burn away my damage control party just quite yet, because the gearing looks like it wants to torp me. However, he shouldn't have smoked like that, because, I totally ambushed him behind the island. And using Kagero's carcass as a shield, I shall turn and hopefully lay waste to this gearing. Now, It does look like he is trying to... Oh, never mind. He only shot off one, so one torp gun, which is very, very concerning. So, next, how to go. Devastating strike. That guy, just way, way too close. The Hindenburg firing AP at me is highly annoying. Especially because I have to go broadside right now. Alright, Hindenburg spotted. There's no way I'm going to be able to stop inside of this smoke. Fire away! Fortunately, the Hindenburg does have 30 millimeters of armor, which is good enough to deflect my 406 millimeter shells. And I basically have to go broadside to this Yugomo because the way he's positioned, I have to either go broadside or turn away. I cannot go bow in against the Hindenburg. If I go bow in, I just give the Yugomo my total broadside, which is not good. On the other hand, I am taking massive amounts of damage from the Hindenburg because he's firing AP like he should. Okay, one problem dealt with. Those are the Yugomo torps. Oh, there's the other gearing torps. You can probably see here that the only other destroyer they have left is a gearing, and the only other ship with really long-range torpedoes is the Mogami. That is nowhere near me. So Hindenburg trying to kite me is... well, it's not going to pay off well for me, honestly. The Hindenburg is an excellent ship at kiting. And I also used up my repair party, so I will have to retreat for now. The way he's angled too, yeah, that makes it extremely difficult to land shots onto him. There's the other set of torps from the gearing. Don't know why they didn't both shoot it off at the same time. Either way, 3 destroyers taken care of, and they have basically folded behind into their own cap. Why am I shooting HE at a Hindenburg? Well, at this range, these shells are very unlikely to hit the stern section, where there isn't 30 millimeters of armor. And, yeah, it's just really difficult to shoot up a Hindenburg at this range with the accuracy that this ship has. So, instead of shooting AP that might get deflected, might as well just shoot HE. That will have a chance of murdering modules and potentially starting fires. Damage isn't great, but yeah, better than bouncing. What I would really like to happen is for this Baltimore to hunt down this gearing, wherever it is. Basically, the Hindenburg is the only thing I have to shoot at this point in time, so yeah. Killed one of his torpedoes and knocked out the other one. And also started a fire. But you see, the HE isn't all that bad. And in fact, at these kinds of ranges, I would just shoot HE from Friedrich der Große. Or at least against tier 10 cruisers that are not Des Moines. Not Des Moines or not Minotaur. The other... what? The other 4 now. Keep forgetting the French line is out now. The other 4, Zhao, Moskva, Hindenburg, and Henry IV, all have extremely good armor that will bounce 406mm shells if angled correctly. So yeah, I bet that Baltimore regrets his life decision. Getting too close to, well, basically their entire team, which consists mainly of battleships now. Taking some damage myself. Switch over to AP because now those ships are giving me a pretty good position to shoot, or a pretty good target to shoot at. They're no longer, all of them are no longer bow on. As you can see, North Carolina also got a bit too close, probably. There's a bit of an issue here. They're all facing this way. Or if they just go straight up in the direction they're going at now, I will be run down by 5, 6 ships. I have no idea where the gearing is, which means I can't really push in to their cap zone because, well, honestly, I'll straight up lose against a gunfight with 2 Missouris, obviously. It's very unlikely that I'll win a 2 versus 1, but I could win a 1 versus 1. And no, there are the gearing's torpedoes. 1 Missouri on fire. Okay. Unspotted again, which means the gearing is no longer around here. Now's my time to get turned around. Key thing is you want to outshoot the opponent, but you also don't want it to be fair. You want to have a crossfire going if you can, and if not, you want to at least, 2 versus 1 these targets. Focus down targets. Many ships do not stand up well against sustained fire. Tier 10 battleships included. Right now at this angle I only have to worry about the Missouri, and the Montana is going to come into range pretty soon. So I have AP loaded. Missouri is going to get behind the island before I can even shoot my guns, so Missouri it is. It's a bit hard to see which way he's sailing because he's hidden by the island as well. Hopefully those hit well. Oh, and for a brief moment there, Bismarck was spotted. Very close. Oh, he's right there. Secondaries away. Bismarck Bismarck also has quite a good secondary range now. If it's spec'd for that. Alright, great hit against the Missouri. That guy's broadside. I am not. This is the ideal angle, I would say. Or ideal angle for your ship to maintain if you are FDG or Bismarck. You basically have only two front guns to shoot at, but your secondaries can also wail away at the target, while also not going total broadside to allow yourself to be really hurt. Fortunately, hits against the superstructure still do result in penetration hits sometimes. So okay, my concern here is I have no idea where the gearing is, or at least the gearing showed up, but I'm in such a position that if the Gearing tosses his torpedoes out, I could easily run into them. That guy's getting his rear turrets off again. That was a poor hit. So now that Iowa, Missouri, and what's the other one? Montana have their citadel lowered, you have to shoot into the middle section of the ship when they're broadside like this. There's a nice hole in the middle section, but underneath the turrets is very difficult to shoot at now. Because those sections have, I believe it was 32 millimeters, 38 millimeters of armor that will just prevent citadels from happening if the shell bounces off the top. If it hits the side, it's a citadel, but since the citadel has been lowered, it's very difficult to hit those now. Okay, Gearing is taken care of. I'm losing HP really fast. Please die soon. Decent hit. Could have been better. Getting help from friends. Woo, saved by the bell. On to the results. 223. Oh, it's almost 224,000 damage. Devastating strike. High caliber, close quarters expert, dreadnought, fireproof, and did I say high caliber or was it Confederate? Either way, 6 citadels and 292 secondary hits. It was one of the better matches for me with this ship. In fact, I think it is the best match I've ever had in this game or in this ship. And on to XP. 2,429 XP, or base XP, which is, I would say it's amazing these days. At least the XP matches the damage output, which is nice. Damage breakdown, it's mostly AP, 155,000 AP damage, 18,000 from fire, so, you know, shooting HE isn't entirely useless, is it now? HE shell damage, only 1,700, but you know, you add up the HE shell damage and the fire damage together, and it's okay, it's decent. It will sink a tier 8 cruiser. And secondary battery fire caused 33,000 damage, which is, it's acceptable, I would say. I wouldn't say it's amazing, it's acceptable. Damage sustained, 147,925. Very close to brink of destruction. And potential damage was also quite up there with 3 million. Wow. And finally, we have the XP earnings and XP and credit earnings. Nothing amazing to look at. So, alright. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. See you next time.